Ready?
Yeah.
Ready, Drew?
Yeah.
Walter? All right, today we're here to announce our 2013 schedule with the Albany Panthers. Very exciting time for us. We've been working diligently this offseason on, again, putting together a successful team on and off the field. You know, our motto is winning with our partners, winning in the community, and winning on the field. And we've been successful with that the past 2 years as back-to-back champions. It's going to be a trying season. Back-to-back champs, pursuing the three-peat, which is very difficult. Every game will be a test for us as teams will give their best effort. There's two new additional teams in our league. Last year we had 6 teams, now we have 8. The Charlotte Speed and also the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks out of Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. And we can talk about the schedule a little bit, and I'll just open it up for questions.
Just talk to us a little bit about, I guess, you said you wanted to expand, I guess, slowly or diligently to make sure that you could keep the league intact and keep it going. How do you feel like these two teams will help in building this brand?
Yeah, it's important that you see some leagues that end up folding or some teams not make it through the season, and so we put these new teams through a tough process of having a line of credit, making sure they're showing the financial backings of being able to get through the season and having the stability that we need. We don't want teams to come into our league and end up folding or not making it through. So we put these two teams through a tough background check, and they passed. And I think it's going to make our league a lot stronger.
It's always going to make it a little tougher. You're playing 2 more teams. And then last year, it was almost like you were seeing, the same teams within a couple of weeks. I guess it must be exciting for, the players as well to get some new teams, get some new blood in there, and have that competition.
Yeah, not only for our players, but for our fans and our sponsors. I mean, we'll have the opportunity to host the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks, a brand new team that fans have never seen, and then also the Charlotte Speed. Looking at our schedule, it's spread out pretty nicely. For the first time, the one thing that's brought to my attention, over the previous couple of years, we've been able to, we've played away during the last few games, and now this year we're able to play 2 home games out of our last 3. So it's a very exciting time for us, and I'm excited about our schedule and upcoming season.
And certain opponents, I've noticed on the schedule, you play twice. You open at Louisiana, and Louisiana's only lost 3 times at home ever. And then you also play Alabama and Columbus twice. Are there any plans to split the PIFL into 2 divisions at this time, now that there are 8 teams?
As of right now, I see it staying as 8 teams. I can see maybe in the near future where you may have a North and a South. But as of right now, it's going to be 1 division with 8 teams and a 12-game season.
You mentioned the process of teams trying to get into the league. How does that work? How does a team, I guess, get into that process to where they want to, make a pitch to get into the league?
Well, the one difference is about the PIFL that was different versus maybe some other leagues is that there's not just one owner. All of the owners in the PIFL have a share of the league. And so there's a committee to where, we kind of look at markets that kind of fit, our region as far as travel. The one thing that we want to do is we want to be able to have some teams that are close, within the 4 to 5 hour range to where, it doesn't really hurt you as far as your expense on travel. And so that's kind of the process. We kind of looked at some markets that we felt would be beneficial to help our league expand and grow, and also help save us on travel.
Were there others that didn't make it, or were those only 2 that pretty much?
There are a few teams that we are still looking at, a few markets that we would like to have in our league, but we don't want to grow too fast. We want to make sure that things are stable and that we kind of take a small growth. And so I think 8 teams, a 2-team jump is fine, and I can see maybe 2 new teams adding next year.
It seemed like sometimes, going off of Shane's earlier question, talking about playing the same teams, it was really a competition for you guys. Do you feel like perhaps the competition might get stronger as well, the strength of schedule, or just a more daunting schedule?
Yeah, I think it will be tough. I mean, it's going to be tough anyway, the fact that we're back-to-back champs the past couple of years, and now we're going for a 3-peat. So Lehigh Valley, they played in the IFL last year, and they were one of the better teams in the league. And so I feel like we'll be competitive, and they'll be a tough team for us. And also Charlotte, and anytime you're playing against Columbus, the interstate rival, it's going to be a tough game as well.
talking about teams coming, did you guys go to these organizations and ask them to be a part of it, or did they come to you, or how does that process?
No, they actually, we got a call from Lehigh Valley. They actually, saw how we work. They, saw some things about the league they liked, and they want to be a part of it. They like things that are going on as far as travel and how we operate. And so it's exciting. It makes you feel good knowing that you are doing something right when other teams want to be a part of your league.
What about some key players you have signed or will sign during the off season?
Yeah, we have 2 players under contract right now that we're very, very excited about. One is Peter Riley, a DB out of Florida International. His claim to fame is he got an interception off of Tim Tebow against the University of Florida, so hopefully he can bring some of the Tebow magic to Albany. So we're pretty excited about him, but we're extremely excited about Stoney Woodson. Stoney Woodson is an SEC guy, played at the University of South Carolina, was drafted by the New York Giants, also spent a year with the Philadelphia Eagles, and so he's an NFL guy. And anytime you're able to get some NFL talent at this level, you're excited about it. And so we feel like with those 2 guys in our secondary, with a few other additions that we'll have a little bit later on, that this could be one of the best defenses that we've ever had here in Albany.
Yeah, and talking about when we left you guys, you were saying how the core was going to stay intact and that you were going to do everything you could to get everyone back. How was that process going?
Well, the first piece was us being able to bring back head coach Lucius Davis. That was the first step of the puzzle, and we're working hard now to bring some other core pieces back. And I still feel like that we will have those guys in place. But as of right now, we do have these 2 guys under contract, and we're going to continue to build a team. Whether we have those core guys back or not. Obviously, we want them back, but at the same time, we still have to continue to move forward and build a strong team and put together a championship caliber team for our fans and sponsors.
What is Cecil doing here?
That's a great question.
You just can't stay away, You can't stay away.
Then Stoney, what position does he?
Stoney is a DB. Yeah, he's a DB.
Okay.
And he plays corner. We can see him playing field corner for us. I mean, if you go look him up, you'd be very excited about him. Had a stellar career in South Carolina, and again, 2 years in the NFL. We're extremely excited about Stoney. Really.
Well, at the end of the year, obviously, or beginning of the year last year, you lost McCray. He had an injury. Will he be back?
Right now, I have no signed contract, but I feel pretty good that we'll have Dimitri McCray back. Yes.
What about Charlotte? And Charlotte will be the largest market in you have in the league with a franchise. How did Charlotte come about? The speed.
Well, again, they were one of the teams that were in the IFL, and their closest team was in Chicago. So it just made sense from a logistics standpoint that they play in our league. I mean, you have Knoxville, which is not too far. You have Huntsville, which is not too far. And then you have Albany and you have Columbus. So from a logistics standpoint, it made sense for them to be a part of the PIFL. And I think their owners saw that, and they decided to become a part of the Professional Indoor Football League.
With the defense that you talked about, maybe one of the best in the league or best for some time here. I know you had Daniels back there last year in Rue with just new additions. What does that mean for the guys who were there, last year?
It's going to be a competitive camp. It's going to be competitive. Every year is a new year. You come in, you try to bring in the best 21 guys you can, and bring in the best talent. I feel like that's my job. That's Coach Davis' job to bring in the best talent that we possibly can, and then let it fill itself out from there. So what we're going to do is bring in the best talent we can, have a competitive camp, and go from there.
With Coach Davis, with the arrangement that's been going on with you guys, how much say is he scouting tape, or how much say does he have in the player personnel department?
Yeah, I mean, he's the head coach, so ultimately, all personnel decisions is on him. We work together as far as trying to get in talent, but he's the head coach. I'm the kind of GM where I don't like to micromanage. I let him make all the personnel decisions, and he's been doing a great job. 2 back-to-back championships, so we work together as a team. This is a unit here. It's not an I or a dictatorship. We work together as a team, and so if he needs help or we work together, we make it happen.
Cecil's gonna talk?
Huh? Nah, he ain't.
Cecil's gonna talk? You ready?
Nah, he don't have no contract.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Is that it?
the quarterback position.